Alright, in this video, this will be my second video for Joseph Biden. Sorry if you guys don't know, I'm your host, Marcus Cage, and this is what I've been thinking. But in this second one, what I wanted to do is bring up Joe Biden's record and some of the things which have happened maybe from, say, the 2008 period up to current day, because the first video which I uploaded, it started with more of his background, in the decades ago. And so this will be the video which will kind of close the gap and will get you updated to Joe Biden up to date and the things that are going on. Without further ado, I won't talk too much more. I will let the clips do the talking. Hopefully you enjoy.
Do you think that Americans need to take to repair the legacy of slavery in our country?
Well, they have to deal with look, there is institutional segregation in this country. And from the time I got involved, I started dealing with that. Redlining, banks, making sure that we are in a position where, look, we talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend, from 15 to 45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise to the equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the student, the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home. We have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes and parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help, they don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a very poor school, or a very poor background, will hear 4 million words fewer spoken by the time they get there. There's so much. I'm going to go like the rest of them do, twice over, okay? Because here's the deal. The deal is that we've got this a little backwards. And by the way, in Venezuela, we should be allowing people to come here from Venezuela. I know Maduro. I've confronted Maduro. Number two, you talk about the need to do something in Latin America. I'm the guy that came up with $740 million to see to it those three countries, in fact, change their system so people don't have a chance to leave. You're all acting like we just discovered this yesterday.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Secretary Castro.
Thank you very much. Well, that's quite a lot.
Nonpartisan here. A week before, he said Biden's got a big corruption problem.
Yeah,
that's a talking point. That's a talking point from the Republicans. There's no basis of fact for that.
Well,
he's got to back it up with facts.
Okay,
to his credit, he withdrew it.
Wait a second. I got the article.
Misinformation.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I want to read because he apologized Bernie apologized for this article written by someone on his staff.
Yes.
I said, why would I at least read it? I don't know why Bernie apologized. It's not a personal attack. Here are some of the quotes. Independents and people who might stay home will look at Biden and Trump and say they're all dirty. Joe has perfected the art of taking big contributions, then representing the corporate donors at the cost of middle-class and working Americans. His career was bankrolled by the credit card industry. He's from Delaware. Kind of true.
Yes.
With Biden, we are basically handing Trump a whataboutism playbook. Trump doesn't need voters to love him. He just needs to convince people the whole game is ugly.
Bill, how many people
Hunter Biden with his $50,000 a month job and a business he knew nothing about in there? Yes, that is what they will do.
Here's my problem with what happened there. How many people do you think actually read that article?
Well, now a lot more.
No, very Now that you were at it, I love water. I'm watching, I'm keeping it.
Now cut a really nasty negative ad against Bernie Sanders, going after him for lying about Joe's record on Social Security. Let's take a look at that.
As Democrats, we can't launch dishonest attacks against fellow Democrats. We have to beat Donald Trump. Now Bernie's campaign has unleashed a barrage of negative attacks on Joe Biden. They've even accused Joe Biden of supporting Paul Ryan's cuts to Social Security. Bernie's campaign is not telling the truth.
Well, this opened the floor, pretty brutal. This opened the floor for Sanders to hit back, which they did last night. Let's take a look.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Well, we've got some bad news for them. We are not going to cut Social Security. We're going to expand benefits.
As president, what would you do to stop the bleeding, to stem the flood tide of exported jobs in this country?
First thing, I wouldn't provide for any trade agreements that didn't include labor protection and environmental protection, because that gets us in a race to the bottom. If you're able not to have environmental protections or labor treatment of fair labor treatment in another country, you can just drive wages down to the bottom, and we lose our advantage. Number one. Number two, I would invest in a national health care policy, because right now American manufacturers are at a significant disadvantage. You build a Buick Skylark in my town of Wilmington, Delaware at the GM plant, and you build the same stock Skylark up in Ontario, Canada, you can sell the one up there for 14% less, because they have a national health care system. It's not all rests on the company.